and thank you for joining us on this episode of your Sunday Tonic, the Sunday magazine, reaching you live on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Patricia Isamiluva, your host for today. Now, on tonight's magazine, we'll celebrate a silver and golden jubilee of a clergy in a grand style, celebrating God's faithfulness with families, friends, ministers, and well-wishers. We'll also take a leap into the Rotary Club of Abuja, the Grandfathers Club, which recently installed its 43rd president, as well as we'll go into a graduation for some schools as well. We'll also have a peep into crackdowns on criminals for national security. These not forgetting the day's message from the pulpits, the usual entertainment, and highlights from the world of sports will form our package for tonight. Please do stay tuned, and we'll be back in a moment. Well, Christians gathered at Aqua Church, Karamajiji, for a combined Sunday worship service characterized by heartfelt praise, fervent prayers, and uplifting choir ministrations as the sermon focused on the secret of the abundant life. The message challenged worshippers to remain obedient to God, uphold righteousness, living, and then stay steadfast in faithfulness despite life's challenges that showcases itself these days. Titilayo Oke reports from the church service.
The atmosphere was filled with joy as members of Ekwa Church, Karumajigi, assembled to worship God through hymns, prayers, and thanksgiving. The church choir and other groups rendered inspiring songs of praise, accompanied by melodious voices and musical instruments, drew members into heartfelt worship. Delivering the sermon, the minister reminded the worshippers that unwavering faith, obedience to God's word, and love for one another remain the foundation of a fulfilled Christian life.
It will sound so funny. I'm requesting something from you, you haven't given to me, you are asking me to go and show myself. Without faith, nobody could do that. So it was faith. Now, another very important part of it was culture. The 9 were Jew, while the other one was Samaritan.
Some members of the congregation described the service as spiritually uplifting, noting that the sermon and choir ministration strengthened the faith and renewed commitment to Christian values.
We should show the Christianity to the world, not just in the church, but outside the church also.
The sermon today, if really needs God's blessings, we need to be appreciative.
The service ended with prayers for the church, the nation, and its leaders.
Our nation's quest for unity took center stage as Reverend Father Anthony Azuwike launched his 274-page book, A Nation in Search of Unity, while celebrating his 25th anniversary of priesthood and 50th birthday. The celebration brought together Catholic clergy, family, friends, and well-wishers in thanksgiving for a life of dedication to God and service to humanity. Sandra Akeme captured the moment and brought the celebration to our doorstep here.
with His Eminence John Cardinal Onayekon, bishops, priests, religious, family members, and well-wishers in attendance. The celebration began with a Thanksgiving Mass as the celebrant, Reverend Father Anthony Azuike, reaffirmed his unwavering yes to Christ and His Church, having answered the call to the priesthood at a young age.
Obviously for us in the church and for his brother priests, we celebrate with him because it has been 25 years that have been very, very well spent. Every human being has special talents. The important thing is to discover our talents, develop it, and use it for the community.
A major highlight of the event was the unveiling of the 274-page book, A Nation in Search of Unity, which examines some of the pressing issues affecting Nigeria's development.
He's a happy priest, so I will encourage him, keep doing what you are doing. Father Tony is a good priest. In the life of a priest, the Silver Jubilee is an indication of success, progress, and doing well in the ministry.
He's a friend and he's been good to us and very good to many people. In fact, he's touching a lot of lives, especially the youth, which is so remarkable.
Religious leaders described the publication as a remarkable contribution that reflects the celebrant's intellectual depth and commitment to advancing knowledge in service to both the church and society.
I would rather talk about my joys, first of all, that God has been so wonderful, so kind. He has been there for me every step of the way. Yes, I've had challenges, but none of them has trumped, the joys and the successes of this priesthood. So I'm all round grateful to God. So that book is a compendium of my philosophical thoughts, my practical thoughts, my loyalty thoughts for Nigeria, and suggestions to make Nigeria work.
He's a people's person, a mentor, an educator par excellence. So today, I'm wishing him all the best that he wishes himself.
Born on January 3, 1976, and ordained a priest on September 1, 2001, Reverend Father Anthony Azuike described the twin celebration as the fulfillment of God's purpose for his life and a testament to God's faithfulness through the years.
We say congratulations to Father Reverend Azuike, and thank you, Sandra, for that. It was a celebration of God's faithfulness as a family, friends, ministers, church members, and well-wishers gathered to honor the General Overseer and founder of New Kingdom International Church, Apostle Jide Ogunshake, on the occasion of his 52nd birthday. The event featured heartfelt worship, thanksgiving, glowing tributes, and prayers for greater grace, renewed strength, and continued impact in his ministry. Ayomide Nehi has more on that.
Songs of praise, heartfelt worship, and thanksgiving resonated throughout the auditorium as Apostle Jide Ogunshake, General Overseer and founder of New Kingdom International Church, celebrated his 52nd birthday with family, church members, ministers, friends, and well-wishers. The celebration began with inspiring hymns, deep worship, and thanksgiving to God for his faithfulness and preservation over the life of the cleric, whose love, humility, and selfless service continue to inspire many. Filled with gratitude, the celebrants thank God for the gift of life and the grace to witness another year.
I feel great. I feel excited that God has kept my life this far and has helped me thus far, from picking me from nothing to somebody.
In separate tributes, church members, ministers, family members, and guests describe Apostle Ogunshake as a compassionate leader, a mentor, and a man of wisdom whose ministry has transformed countless lives. They testified that through his teachings, prayers and spiritual guidance, many have experienced spiritual growth, healing, restoration, and divine breakthroughs.
Celebrating Daddy's birthday today means a lot to me personally and to the whole church and the congregation. My father is a man of faith, he's humble and he's good.
For everyone that have to do with Pastor Jide Ogunshake, I say thank you, Lord.
I'm so excited that he's celebrating his birthday today because Daddy, you know, people will say somebody is a beautiful soul. I want to rephrase it. Daddy is a handsome soul, spirit, soul, and body.
He's amazing. He's such a good fellow. I pray that his light continues to shine brighter and brighter and brighter.
The highlight of the celebration was the special motherly blessings offered by the celebrant's mother for increased anointing upon Apostle Jide Ogunshake. She also prayed for God's continued blessings upon his family and the New Kingdom International Church as it began another year of dedicated service to God and humanity.
Every word of God in your mouth will come to pass. Amen. You have not started at all. You are just preparing. And the Lord is starting with you. Amen. In the name of Jesus.
Ayomide Nehi, NTA.
Thank you, Ayomide. And moving on. The Inspector General of Police Special Tactical Squad of the Federal Intelligence Department has again made a major breakthrough in the fight against crime and criminality across the country. Commander of the squad, ACP Victor Wede Godfrey, made the parade at a briefing in Abuja. Onotu Yakubu tells us more.
Top on the list was the alleged kidnapping syndicate led by Amadi Pascal for the gruesome murder of a community leader sometimes in May over land disputes.
The suspect used veterinary sedative ketamine hydrochloric to kill their victim following a long-standing land dispute. The exhibit the murderer used as follows: syringe and sedative drugs, among other weapons, and they were all recovered. The money they took from the victim, the disease, were shared among the suspect. This is ketamine. It's a chlorophonic sedative that this suspect used to murder these victims, one Emmanuel, upon a land dispute. And it's interesting to know that these drugs is not supposed to sold behind off counter. It has to be prescribed. But these hoodlums, these murderers, these kidnappers, give these victims on gunpoint 4 injections. And this thing can seize the brain of a dog and heart.
What the commander said and what you heard there is exactly what happened. It would be very wrong of me denying things that I know is true. There's no justification for whatever thing that happened. Everything is true.
The Force Intelligence Special Tactical Squad similarly arrested 5 members of a suspected vehicle theft syndicate operating across Gombe, Bauchi, and the Federal Capital Territory, with 4 stolen vehicles already recovered.
Already prevent chassis number. So by the time we are using V number to look for vehicles that were stolen, these criminals alter these chassis number so that it cannot be traced to anywhere. So they are here, 4 vehicles were recovered. And at times, the money put all these emblems, police officers, to deceive and evade the police arrest or other security agents.
In another operation along the Zaria-Funtua-Goso Road, an alleged key logistics supplier to dreaded and wanted bandit kingpin, Isia Kwashengarwa, was arrested while transporting arms in a Ford Galaxy vehicle.
Along 120 rounds of 7.62 39mm live ammunition. The suspect confessed to supply arms and ammunition to this terrorist network who have terrorized Zamfara and other northeast for long.
Na yi ma abokina magana sai ya samu direba yana cikin aiki na. Sai na samu direban na ce mai gashi sai wata mota ce.
My former neighbor approached me to help get a driver, but I only drive tricycle. He informed me that we would travel to Zaria to pick up a vehicle to Funtua. I had no knowledge of the weapons in the vehicle.
Kai ka ji direba za mu je a ɗauko mota Zaria aka yi to lafiya lau ba damuwa.
The IGP Special Tactical Squad says these intelligence-led crackdowns on crime remains operational across the country to halt all threats to national security.
But we'll take a short break and I'll be back in a moment.
Some people are getting 20-something-thousand. Some are getting 30-something-thousand. Is it a rocket science?
Our definition of news is getting the unusual in and around the FCT. Fresh and factual, from education, transportation, politics, sports, judiciary, security to the grassroots. You can go on and on. You will find us there.
Residents
the construction of the Lot 1B of the Abuja Light Rail Transport System.
Whatever way you chose
many have remained
onlookers and motorists alike watch in horror as the wave upon wave of water.
For security agencies.
With our on-air personalities, we bring to you delightful presentations.
On the news tonight. FCT Police Command, telecommunication giant empowers customers.
NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, always authentic with no room for fake news. We are the Unity Station, using the news to unite the nation.
Thanks for holding on, and now we'll move to our next story for the Sunday magazine. A government at all levels have been urged to strengthen policies that protects children, cope gender-based violence, and provide support for vulnerable families. The call was made in Abuja during the launch of a book titled Masks and Circles, which highlights the realities of abuse and the need for collective action. Asabe Williams tells us more.
Behind many smiles are stories left untold. For some, silence becomes a way of coping with pain, trauma, and abuse. It is this reality that inspired the author of Masks and Circles to write the book. Although the characters are fictional, the experiences they portray reflect challenges faced by many children and families. The author says the book is a call to ensure that every child grows up in a safe, loving, and protective environment.
There's somewhere masks to hide the grief, but there's another kind of mask which I wrote about in the book, and that is the mask worn by an abuser.
Speakers at the event noted that while abusers often hide behind respectable images, many victims suffer in silence. They emphasized the need for government, communities, faith-based organizations, and civil society to strengthen advocacy, enforce relevant laws, and support survivors of abuse.
My book is about masks and circles. So if someone is not going to come to you and tell you I'm a bad person, they're definitely going to wear a mask because they want you. So this
is what we are meant for. Speaking out, helping women, victims, vulnerable people to speak out about abuse.
Okay, I am an advocate. If a marriage is not working, you don't have to stay.
They expressed hope that Masks and Circles will inspire conversations that promote child protection, strengthen family values, and encourage collective efforts to break the cycle of domestic violence and other forms of abuse.
Al Ihsan Integrated Academy has marked its third graduation ceremony and seventh speech and prize-giving day at Mararaba Primary School in Nasarawa State. The event honored outstanding students for their academic excellence. Yusuf Abubakar brings us highlights of the event.
Al Hassan Integrated Academic, a school that has been in existence for the past 9 years, marked its third graduation and seventh speech and prize giving day. The event brought together friends and well-wishers and dignitaries from all walks of life to grace the occasion. A colorful presentation by the pupils and students of the academic captured the audience at the event. The management encouraged the graduates to remain disciplined, hardworking, and focused on achieving greater success.
I feel very elated, I feel honored, I feel delighted. I'm so happy that Allah has made this day very, very possible for us. Alhamdulillah.
I want to appreciate our parents, our pupils, the staff and management of Al Hassan.
Parents and students couldn't hide their joy.
Okay, as you can see from my face, my children started since from the nursery school. One of them is graduate among the basic 5. I'm highly excited for today, being part of the children's speech day.
It's the joy of every mother. I'm very, very much happy.
I feel happy to be the head girl and also be a graduate of Al Hassan Integrated Academy. I feel so much joy, and I appreciate my parents for their hard work.
I am happy today because I am graduating from the junior secondary school today.
The guest speaker and other participants share their words and takes.
The speech and prize giving day is very important because it's part of the celebrations that encourages students and pupils alike.
Today's event is a significant one to both the graduates, the parents, and the school at large.
The proprietors encouraged the graduates and thank Allah for its guidance.
As usual, we always encourage them to focus on their studies. Like I mentioned right in the hall, hard work pays, and we have been advocating that.
A good recitation of Quran from the pupils and graduates lighten up the event.
Congratulations to the young ones. Meanwhile, we go to Park, where the people in Remba Mbaji ward of Abaji Area Council are appealing to the FCT administration as a matter of urgency to help them have access road that will link the rustic community to Abaji town as a part of the renewed hope transformation that is ongoing across the territory. The people made this appeal during one of the visits of APC Tinubu Torchbearers grassroots community engagements. Let's join Ajia, Abdullahi Ajia, beg your pardon, for that details.
Tupa remains a rustic community with an agrarian population that has existed for many centuries. The people in their rural life have continued to yearn for access rural road that will link the community to Abaji town. They have continued to live in this situation, especially during the rainy season, where access from Tupa to Abaji has remained a nightmare.
As you can see, we were coming, there's no access road. We had to climb the bikes. We met a wooden bridge that we had to cross with our legs. As such, we are calling on the Talk and Do Minister of FCT to visit this community. We are calling on Barrister Nyesom Wike, Mr. Project. There's a project that needs your attention here. Sir, the dividends of democracy, the heart that you give, need to be felt here.
Calling on the federal government or whoever authority that is in charge that they should please come to our aid. If you can see from Narati to Tupa community, the road is not good at all. It's not motorable. Most especially when it is rain. If rain falls, the road you cannot pass through the road even with bike.
Their appeal has been to the FCT administration, considering the transformation that is going across communities. They are asking that they are also in need of this amenity.
As I'm telling her this problem of road, she will go and deliver it
to Mr. Wike, the Minister of FCT.
Community leaders joined their voices to commend the present government's people-driven infrastructure rebirth. However, they want to feel the impact.
I appeal to the FCT Minister, Mr. Wike, to please consider us on the issue of this road.
The community said they have been parts of the political process that bring leaders, but are yet to feel the impact.
Let's now join our sports desk for the latest in world of sports.
Gianni Infantino was in an impregnable position as FIFA president, the most powerful job in football. Now, after trying to sell stakes in FIFA competitions to private investment firms, apparently without the knowledge of anyone else, Infantino's position appears to be under threat. UEFA, Infantino's fiercest critic, dealt its trump card on Thursday by threatening to boycott all FIFA competitions, including the World Cup. Now, European football's governing body senses the opportunity to remove Infantino, and this is likely to be the best chance it will ever get. But they are far from being the only unhappy federation. In another development, Lionel Messi returned to action on Saturday following Argentina's World Cup final defeat by Spain, coming on as a substitute for Inter Miami in a 2-2 draw with Columbus Crew, as teammates Casemiro scored an own goal. Messi had not played competitively since captaining his country in their 1-0 loss on 19 July. The 39-year-old scored 8 goals and registered 4 assists during the tournament. The forward was given a huge ovation by Inter Miami home fans when he came on the 53rd minute as his side led the Major League Soccer match 2-1. With Sports Brief, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
And that's it on Sunday Magazine tonight. Hope you had an interesting and captivating night. So have a good one.